Yeah, it's right around 12:20 a.m. on Saturday into Sunday, December 16th into 17th. This is like the 200th video I've had to make about this subject in the last year and a half. It's unbelievable, and I'm not even exaggerating. I make videos about the freaking lack of heat in this place every few days because it's actually cold. It's wintertime. It's 39 degrees right now in Boston, as you can see. The camera's not focusing. It's weird. Every time I need to focus on something, the camera won't focus. It's going to get down to, hold on, let me focus this camera. Okay, I think that's a little bit better. It's going to get down to about 35 degrees tonight. Anyway, it's in the 30s and it's like 12:30 a.m. and it's so cold in here that I can keep my hands on the baseboard heating units for many, many minutes, because if there was even a little bit of heat in the pipes that are right here on the inside of this metal casing, this is metal, it's not plastic or composite like resin or anything like that. It conducts heat quite effectively once there is heat in these pipes. So even if there was a tiny little bit of heat in these pipes, this metal casing would be too hot for me to leave my hand on it for very long. But because there is no heat in this unit at all, even though it's in the 30s outside, I can leave my hand on here forever. I also had to turn the burner on the stove on for heat because it is uncomfortably cold in here, although my guess would be it is probably somewhere around 63, 64 degrees. It's still uncomfortable. I mean, people think that when it's in the 60s, it's warm. No, it's not. You feel uncomfortably cold when it's in the 60s and you don't have like a sweater or jacket on. At least I do. And the landlord is required to maintain a certain temperature range in this unit, which they have completely and utterly refused to do over the last 2 years. So it's supposed to be above 65 degrees at night and below 80 degrees. Last night when I came home, the heat in here was so hot, it was like getting hit by a wall of heat. So the temperature in here had to be over 80 degrees, because when you walk into a room and the heat is on so high, it's literally like walking to a sauna, then it's over 80. So right now it's probably below 62 or 63 right now because it is uncomfortably chilly in this unit and there's no heat. And again, the temperatures are in the 30s, but when there is no heat, even the 30s, cause the inside of a building to become cold pretty quickly. So again, no heat in unit 89 at this time. I have to keep the burner going for warmth. This is a fire hazard, but there is no other way of getting any kind of heat in here unless I want to turn the shower on and have the hot water blasting from the shower for 2 hours. Showers tend to warm up the temperature in this unit as well. The baseboards are ice cold. There's another baseboard behind my bed, and that baseboard tends to get really hot really quickly whenever there is heat in here. But because there is no heat, hold on, let me just get a focus here. But because there is no heat in any of these baseboards, I can just leave my hand on here forever. Yeah, no heat. No heat. The Greenville group refuses to regulate the heat in this unit. And so their solution is to just shut it off and hope that inspectional services doesn't show up on a night when it is particularly cold and when the temperature in here is below 65 degrees. But I can guarantee the temperature in here is below 65 degrees right now. Otherwise, I wouldn't be so cold as to have to turn the burner on the stove on for warmth. These baseboards are metal. Once again, if there was even a tiny bit of heat in the pipes, the metal would radiate this heat outward. It is a conductor substance, conductor material, and it radiates heat pretty quickly once there is heat in the pipes. But because there's no heat in these pipes at this time, I can leave my hand on here for hours, and it's actually a little cold, not hot. And if it was even a little bit hot, I would have a hard time leaving my hand on here. I would start getting uncomfortably a burning feeling in my hand. So yeah, there's no heat in here. And we are now Sunday, December 17th, and the Greenville group once again refuses to provide a functioning heat range, temperature range in this unit. So it's either over 80 degrees and sometimes over 85 or then below 65. And it is too cold to not have some kind of heat on in here. And the only way I can get any heat on in here is to turn the burner on, which is dangerous. It's a fire hazard. And it also prevents me from sleeping because I'm worried that something might land on this flame, catch fire, and then then you have a fire on your hands. But that's not my problem. That's the Greenville Group's problem. They refuse to regulate the heat in this unit to within an acceptable and, level that is not a code violation. They refuse. They have absolutely refused to regulate the heat in this unit for over 2 years now, and that's a fact. It is verifiable through inspectional services citations issued to the Greenville Group multiple times since November of 2020. The first recently issued citation was in November of 2020 for heat in excess of 80 degrees in this unit, and it's just been on and on and on since then.